Hello, hello. In today's video, I am talking about the main thing and then the second thing that is standing in the way of you and weight loss that actually lasts. Not the weight loss where you drop it and then you eat one weekend and gain it all back. The weight loss that lasts, that's easy, that's done without dieting. I struggled with my weight for 10, 15 years, and it was always a battle. And for the first 7 or 8 years, and when I say struggled, it was gaining and losing the same 40 to 50 pounds over and over. It wasn't just a couple pounds I couldn't get off, right? It was this intense yo-yo diet and so many moments of shame and frustration and feeling just so stuck and defeated, wondering why everyone out there in the world seemed to be able to master it and I couldn't stick to it, right? And for the first 7+ years, I thought the answer was the right diet, the right nutrition. Like if I could just learn enough about nutrition and exercise that I would finally be able to lose weight and keep it off. And I went to school, I got certifications and trainings, I had personal trainers and nutritionists, I trained with some of the best coaches in the country, and I still struggled. And that is because what I was focusing on to get the weight off was actually making me eat more, think about food, and keep weight on. So I'm going to tell you about that right now. I'm going to get a little nerdy on you and scientific because it's important. I need you to take the pressure off of you in this situation and realize that you are a strong person, and even with all the willpower and motivation you have, if you are doing this one thing that I'm sharing with you right now, weight loss will not happen. Binge eating, emotional eating, overeating, compulsive overeating, on and off track eating will happen if you keep doing this thing. And that is controlling, restricting your food or dieting. Now, before you say I don't restrict and I don't diet, know that something like Whole30 is a healthy eating plan and also restriction. Know that paleo is, yes, healthy for your body if that works for your body, but also a form of restriction. So when I say restriction, I mean anything that you're doing and plotting and planning and deciding from your head versus actually connecting with yourself and what your body truly needs and what has you thrive. And the kicker is it could be physical restriction like cutting carbs, calories, or it could be mental and emotional restriction like judging, shaming, criticizing, overeating one night, saying, I'm going to start back over tomorrow on so-and-so plan or whatever that might be. Even if you don't start over, that kind of stuff can trigger survival mechanisms in your brain that drive you to do some crazy stuff with food. First thing that happens when your brain senses restriction or control is it goes into survival mode and the alarms go on that say, we need to make her eat. So you and I know a day of no carbs is probably not a threat to your survival, but your brain doesn't know that. Imagine if you were on a desert island and you had nothing to eat for a day or two. These survival mechanisms would kick on and somehow you'd figure out how to get food. We have those same survival mechanisms in our brain and body now, but we don't have food hidden on a desert island. We have it in the cabinet or the desk drawer at work. We have it in the vending machine. We have it in the kids' lunch boxes or whatever that is in your cabinets, right? So these survival mechanisms kick on and they're invested in making you eat. You have linear focus on food. Food-focused thoughts happen. You eat and eat without feeling satisfied because their hunger hormone is decreased. The autopilot kind of switch to go get food goes on, so you'll be able to eat and eat without truly feeling full. And what happens is this becomes an automatic pattern. And with humans, we're very, very automatic creatures. Our brain's always trying to make things automatic and second nature because there's so much stimulus coming at us every day. And so 95% of what you did, thought, and felt today, you most likely did, thought, and felt yesterday, right? And the day before. I think that grammar was off, but you get the picture. So this stuff happens on repeat. And if you do this whole diet or restrictive thought or action, then follow it up with overeating, this pattern gets created over time. And pretty soon before you know it, you can stick with a diet for 90 days, and then just a month, and then just a week. And for a lot of the women we work with, they can't even get through a day without going off track. And then there's all that black and white thinking of, oh man, I ate a piece of pizza, might as well keep eating it and start back over tomorrow, right? So we want to break you out of that all or nothing thinking and break you out of this place with this intense control and restriction, because it's making you think about food and eat more food, which is going to have you gain more weight. And I mentioned kind of a supportive point for this conversation, because if you've been with me for a while, you've probably heard me talk about this. It's a foundational principle here with our work. Now, another thing is when someone has a desire to lose weight, typically there's fear that's driving that. Typically they fear judgment, they fear not getting what they want in life or the love or connection that they want because their body's not a certain size, and they are not making these choices for weight loss connected to their highest version of themselves. They're making these choices for weight loss from a fear-based paradigm that has ran the show for so long. And all of the diet industry is in this fear-based paradigm. So much of the fitness industry is in this fear-based paradigm. So much of the propaganda trying to get you to buy diet pills and supplements lives in this fear-based paradigm and kind of targets your core needs as a human, saying, buy this supplement, do this diet, and you will all of a sudden have everything you want in life. So when you're making your weight loss decisions, your nutrition decisions, you're not making them from the highest version of you that knows how to eat, that feels in your power with food, that has it easy with food. You're making it from this place of fear that the entire world, for the most part, is pushing you to with all the messages out there. Most of your friends operate in this place of fear. Most of the people in challenges at the gym operate in this place of fear. And the more you operate and choose from this place of fear, the more it's going to perpetuate the struggle, because change rooted in fear and self-rejection is not going to last. So beyond just breaking out of this restriction and dieting that makes everything so much worse and makes things harder no matter how much willpower you have, we need to also connect you to the highest version of you and really get you acting and making choices for your fuel, your food, your life, your movement, everything from that place that's in alignment with who you truly are, not who you are in fear and not who you are restricting and controlling every bite because you're afraid the weight's not going to come off, right? Or you're afraid the weight's going to come, or you're afraid you're going to overeat, or whatever that might be. So I urge you, when you're thinking about that next thing to do to have your weight loss goals reached, do not make that decision from that lower version of you, right? It's not a bad version, but it's a fear-driven version. Connect with who you truly are and try something different. And that something different is what we do here. My entire company, my entire mission on this planet is founded on breaking you free from this old paradigm that does not work, 95% failure rate, and I'm sure you've seen it in your own life if you're still watching this video, and really connecting you with a paradigm that works, a paradigm where cravings for certain foods go away naturally and things become easy and you naturally enjoy health-giving foods that light you up and feel energized, a place where you can have a cookie without wanting the whole bag, and you can do this without force, and you can do this without dieting. And I know this might seem a little far-fetched, but I promise you it's possible. And if you need a little support in that, then you'll definitely want to go to the description below this video and click the link there. There is a supportive training there for you to really step out of your struggle with food and weight once and for all, and to stop letting food steal your joy in your life, so you can really step into that highest version of you and all that you are. So before you go to that link just below this video, and I will see you in the next video.